Hello everybody and welcome to another talk about my new studio, how I'm building it, and this time I want to show you the planning that I'm doing while I'm trying to reorganize the spaces in the house. Before we begin, as usual, a little message from a sponsor, and it's La Dolce Vita Workshops. La Dolce Vita Workshops and I started to work together to organize the perfect Italian experience for a photographic workshop. You will be able to come here and really learn how to live La Dolce Vita, not just see it, but live it and bring it in your pictures and bring it back in your life of every day. So check out dolcevitaworkshops.com. If you book before Christmas, you have a $500 discount extra, and the rooms are going pretty fast, so hurry up and check it out at dolcevitaworkshops.com. This said, I already told you some things in the previous videos about my studio. The fact that I'm trying to build a studio in what was my parents' house where I live right now. And this is in the attic. There are some progress in this because I started to do the 15 puzzles. You remember the little game that you have 15 different tiles and you have to move them around, one is empty, and you have to move them around and put the numbers in order from 1 to 15. Basically, this is the game I'm doing because I started freeing up some little space so I can actually go on with other things. And it's not easy. I'm the third generation of what we call serial accumulators in Italy. I think hoarders in USA is appropriate. And so there's really a lot of things, and I have to select what to trash, what to keep, and all these kind of things. So the first step was to free up a little tile, and I started to do it, and you can see here short time lapse that I did, and the idea was to get rid of a very huge wardrobe that I had in the room I want to transform in a studio. So to do that, I decided to get the wardrobe that is still very good and nice and move it downstairs in my bedroom. It's my bedroom from when I was a kid, so there's this very nice wallpaper with all the smiles and all these kind of things, and I really still like that wallpaper, by the way, so I kept it, and I liberated some space in my bedroom to bring down the wardrobe. So this is a cycle going on, and it was kind of fun to do it, but in this way I created some room where I can work in what will be the studio. And here you can see this video, and it's a step further. But the most important part I'm working on is the planning of the new studio. And it's not easy because it's an attic. It's an attic with a sloping roof, so in most of the place and the slope is 27 degrees, not too bad, but it limits the places where I can put a backdrop. Obviously, for a backdrop you need a tall wall, you need something that is taller than the standing person. At the end I had only two options to put a backdrop, and one is in the farther part of the room, and you can see it here in the image, is the one that is toward the windows and gives more distance between the camera and the backdrop. But I start to look around, and these options have a couple of problems. First one is that the roof is coming down, so the altitude of the lights that I can put on the side of the subject will be limited. It will be difficult to go higher than the subject with some lights at the side. The other problem is that in that area the backdrop will be somewhere in the middle of the room. What I decided at the end was to choose for the second option, and the second option is to have the backdrop against the darkroom wall, the outside of the darkroom wall. In that way, the good thing is that when we built the house, my father was seeing very well in the future, I think, and he decided to add the dormers on the roof. So from the wall and where I can stay to take pictures, the ceiling is high, and there's still enough distance to take a portrait of a full figure with a normal lens or also a slight little photo lens. But my referral is the 80 millimeters on the Hasselblad 500C, so on the 6x6 film. With that, I know that I can take a portrait of a person standing up, and that's all I need. And by the way, most of my work is still live, so I don't need even that distance. In this way, it will be easy to attach the backdrop on the wall. It will be easy to have a lot of room for the lights on the side of the backdrop, and I can go high as much as I want with the lights. So I took this decision. Yes, it's a few feet shorter than the other option, the distance between the camera and the subject, but it's not that important for me. So that was my choice, and this was basically the first step to have an idea about how to play in the studio. Obviously, the area where you take the pictures is the most important of all. So the idea was that the priority was to have the perfect area to take pictures. The second thing is, at this point, I have to keep a lot of furniture, and this is because I need them. I need to store my equipment. I need to store a lot of things, a lot of books. A problem of this house, a problem, something that I say a problem, but actually something that I really love, is that there are plenty of books everywhere. So I need the room for that. I need the room for my archive, and by the way, that is the cabinet for the archive are the most painful one, really not really a size that is difficult to place around. But I decided so to keep some furnitures, to put all my stuff in, to put some tables, some desks where I can work and do a lot of post-production. There's the side outside the darkroom that I want to keep it also for what is the framing and cutting and all these kind of things, also for the prints that comes out of the darkroom. So that will be an area dedicated to photography. And the other area that will be dedicated to different things like hobby. You know, I like to fix camera, I like to do other things, and I like to have tools and work with tools. And just for example, right now I have a problem with the doorbell that is very old. The piece, the buttons and everything outside the door is kind of very old. It's almost impossible to find a replacement. So now I'm building something that I can do and I can replace without having to tear down some of the wall and put something new and spend a lot of money. So these are the things I like to do, and I want to keep a room for that. So the working table will be behind the closets, so it will be not very visible from the rest of the studio. I will put other two big benches on the lower side of the room, so I can have more room to work. There, my idea is to put some laser cutter and other things that I use commonly also when I repair cameras. So that is what I intend to do, and that's the plan for my studio. And by the way, I had some fun. I discovered a software that is called Zine 3D. It's an open source software, so it's free to use, and it's absolutely great. I did the design of the studio, and here you can see a little video, a little rendering video that I made from the studio. It's not perfect. There are still a lot of things to fix. I mean, technically doing the design and all these kind of things. But you can have an idea of what the studio will be. So this is just an update about the status of the things, and how I intend to design the studio. I have designed it, I have planned it, and if you have some suggestion or if you have some opinion about this, please let me know down in the comment. I am always open to new ideas and new things. So really, if you have suggestions, sometime, when you design something, you get kind of a tunnel vision around an idea, and it's difficult to see something that perhaps is a very simple solution. So it is a much better solution. So if you have suggestion and idea, just let me know down in the comment, and I will be very happy. And this is all. Nothing more to add for now. I will keep you updated. I will show you some progress in the studio, and I will tell you all my choices also for what is equipments and everything else. I will go in detail about everything I do to create what I think is the best studio possible for the location I have right now. Thank you very much for watching, and please check out the sponsor, DolceVitaWorkshops.com. Great discount, $500 if you book before Christmas. The rooms are going fast, so check it out, and I hope to see you in person here in Italy. Thank you very much for watching, and see you in the next video with more updates and more choices that I made for my studio.